What if your top salesperson was 1,000 times more efficient? And what if a limitless digital workforce helped your number one find leads? A super team working 24/7 on their behalf. Thinking, acting, and solving complex tasks so more deals closed. What if with every sale, each customer felt like they were the only customer? That would be one very efficient sales leader. Now, imagine if every person on your team worked to the power of 1,000. They can with Agent Force, the powerful AI from Salesforce.
There's a time and a place for filet of fish. But breakfast is for sausage biscuits. McDonald's breakfast comes first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. You know who dropped by the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital in Florida? Taylor Swift. Yeah, this happened in the middle of June. The mother of a 7-year-old transplant recipient said that her daughter touched Taylor's hair to make sure Taylor was real. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. This is Taylor Swift, America's sweetheart. Taylor and the young lady spoke for about 15 minutes. The young girl asked if she could have Taylor Swift's phone number. It's unclear if Taylor gave her the number or not. Taylor autographed an Eras Tour concert booklet. Mom put it up on an online auction for sale at a $500 price. A Swiftie bought it, recognized he was selling it, and told the family, you guys hold on to it. All this drew attention to a GoFundMe. Donations in increments of 13, which is Taylor's favorite number, raised about $60,000. Dr. Jill Whitehouse is the chief of surgery who posted a photo with Taylor Swift and said, undeniably, one of the kindest human beings I've ever had the privilege of meeting. Well, police are watching the speed radar, and somebody's been clocked doing 32 and a 20. It's a duck. Officers said they came across the speeding duck while assessing images. Specifically, the duck was doing 52 kilometers an hour in a 30-kilometer-hour zone. I converted it for you earlier. Now, what's interesting is the police caught an image of the duck on the same date, reaching the same speed in the same place in 2018. Could it be the same duck on the same day, doing the same speed? Police are considering that the radar image might be a fake, but hope the public would be able to enjoy the curious coincidence. Hey, when you got a good story, go with it, especially if you host this show. I'm saying it's the same duck. How long do ducks live? A mallard lives 5 to 10 years. Clearly the same duck. I'm going with it's the same duck. Meanwhile, in China, a hotel was told to cut it out with the red panda wake-up call service. What would happen is they would bring red pandas into the guest rooms and let the red pandas climb onto the beds. Hotel officials said there are 4 red pandas at the hotel. They would take turns making the visits to guest rooms. How long they would spend with a guest depending on the panda's mood and the temperament on the day. In China, they are second-class protected animals. Reds are also listed as an endangered species on the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of Threatened Species. Anyway, they're cutting it out. That's good news. In Kentucky, a woman found an unscratched lottery ticket in the trash. What do you think happened? You know how this show works. Yep, she won $80,000. Pamela told lottery officials a $5 Flamingo Bingo scratch-off ticket had caught her eye, and she decided to get one. She said, I had this premonition. Go get that ticket. She got 4 Flamingo Bingo tickets. They laid on the counter all day long. I'd forgotten about them, so at around 11:30 that night, I decided to play them. The first 3 weren't winners, so I put them in the trash. And then I was like, hey, where's ticket number 4? I looked in the trash, and I was like, oh my gosh, I threw it away. She scratched it off. $80,000.
What if everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? We chase careers, approval, more stuff, hoping it'll finally make us feel fulfilled, but it never sticks. What if happiness isn't out there, but already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? Discover the book, The Happiness Experiment. Every person has a unique happiness type, and when you understand yours, everything shifts. You'll stop chasing and start creating joy on your own terms. Discover your happiness type with a free happiness type assessment. Go to myhappinnesstype.com. That's myhappinnesstype.com. It takes just a minute and it might change your life. Then grab your copy of The Happiness Experiment at Books A Million. This isn't just a book, it's a practical framework, a journey inward. It's a tool to help you reconnect with the happiness that's been waiting inside you all along. Pick up The Happiness Experiment and start your happiness experiment today.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there are lots of places that also have it, and they might not be as careful as you are. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock US-based restoration specialist will help solve identity theft issues on your behalf, guaranteed or your money back. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. You might not be able to control how others handle your personal information, but you can help protect it with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
And let's finish off today with bad news. Now, I already did a lottery ticket. I've got a second lottery story for you today. But today is 4 good news stories and a bad news story. Listen to this. In Norway, a currency conversion error led to at least 47,000 people being told, hey, you won the big lottery. One of the players was told he had won 1.2 million kroner. That's around $119,000. But psych! You only won 125 kroner. That's $12.40. He told The Guardian, you could have been really unlucky and spent a large amount of money and then found out it wasn't true. Thankfully, we kept our heads cool and realized it wasn't meant to be. The lottery company sincerely apologizes to everyone who was notified of an incorrect prize amount. And those are your 4 good news stories for today and 1 bad news story. Bad news for you, you didn't win the lottery. All right, you have an awesome day.
From Caloroga Shark Media comes Celebrity Trials, the explosive new podcast that exposes the truth behind America's most captivating cases. I'm Reed Carter, and I'll take you inside real-live daily trials and classic celebrity cases where fame, power, and justice collide. From Jeffrey Epstein's billion-dollar sex trafficking empire to the prep school killer who walked free, from family annihilators to celebrity plea deals. Discover the shocking verdicts, twisted evidence, and cultural forces that shape American justice. These aren't just crimes. They're cultural moments that reveal who we really are. Justice isn't always swift, but it's absolutely riveting. Celebrity Trials, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz, a new podcast from Caloroga Shark Media. They built a detention center in the Florida Everglades to separate families and break spirits. Surrounded it with alligators, figured that'd be the end of it. What they didn't count on was Tommy Esperanza, a quiet maintenance worker who turned their bureaucratic nightmare into something extraordinary. While corrupt politicians profited from human suffering and incompetent officials created disasters with PowerPoint presentations, Tommy built an underground network that reunited families, exposed massive fraud, and brought down a congressman. Where the Gators were smarter than the guards, families fought back against systematic cruelty, and one man proved that wisdom beats authority every single time. Alligator Alcatraz, available wherever you get your podcasts.